The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Psych! It is not Nate Newton, Jesse Holley. It is special guests, Nick Eatman, Danny McCray on the show today. But before we get to that, you're looking live at Tostitos Championship Plaza outside Ford Center here at the Star in Frisco. We don't know what the hell's going on the field, but it looks kind of cool. It's a bunch of tents. Looks like a mini circus or something going on. It's 77 degrees outside. The high today is 83. The low tonight is 63. And there's only like a 4% chance of rain this evening.
Mix shots, huh?
16% overnight.
You just do weather?
What does that even mean? I've never listened to mix shots. I don't know what that means.
I'm setting the stage here.
We're setting it up. Like
we always do the weather.
We take for granted this beautiful facility, so we like to open it up for people that either have never been here or will never come with an outside look. And during the summer, we like them to feel the heat that we have here. During the winter, we want them to know how cold it gets.
I thought you was going to point out the bar. You said circus. I'm like, they got a bar. They serving Miller Lite, like something like that.
I don't know what they're doing out there. Does anybody know?
I see the bar at the front, so I
You don't know what
that's where
Hilti
you
is?
walk in at. I have no idea.
I don't either.
Yeah, me either. Google it, Kurt.
Hilti.
Stats guy. Get on it.
That's what I'm here for.
I think it's a tool
Hilti.
company.
Well, first off, welcome to the show, guys.
Power
Nick.
tools.
What are you talking
Chris
about?
is
I was here yesterday.
Welcome to the show, Dan.
Yeah.
I'm a
How
vet.
are you?
Glad to be here.
Barry Church pulled a hamstring, so we had to trade up, and we got Danny on the show. So
Yeah.
Danny,
Yeah, I'm the replacement.
Danny's a double star. He's not only a football star, he's a reality TV show star now.
Is that Survivor music in the background? That is
It's as
Survivor.
close as Chris could get without getting sued.
You tired of that song? You tired of all that?
Not yet. Not yet. You know,
I need to get a shirt.
You do need a shirt.
Nick,
The only
sorry.
one not
Nick-
wearing a shirt.
Nick has a shirt. He just did not wear it.
I'm sorry.
He actually bought 3.
I know. I did. I apologize.
We all have our shirts on.
I'm
Yes.
watching. I'm watching tonight.
Hey, new version. New version is a black hoodie. Yeah, y'all see it?
Yeah.
Hanging with the boys.
I like that.
Hey.
Hanging with the boys.
Everybody, yeah.
It's kind of the thin material.
Yeah, because it doesn't really get that cold in Dallas. Like it's not for like a up north.
Where
type-
are we on
type
my
of-
poll? This morning I said there would be about 12 people that would come up and say, "Ooh,
So-
I want that. I want one of those."
You're at 3 right now.
Oh,
You're at 3.
all right.
I like that. How much is that one?
4.
This is $34.
Yeah, there you go.
34.
Yes, because it got the full.
I'm going to
sleeves,
talk
the
to you.
material,
I'm going
know.
to talk to you after the show to see if I can get a gauge on how much longer you're on the show before I invest $34 into
Yeah.
your.
Listen,
into your
let me tell you
future.
something, Shannon. This is
Bandwagon here.
This is the great thing about this. Okay, the Team Dandy movement will not stop when
Okay.
the show is over. Okay, you never know what is coming up
What's
in the works.
next?
You never know.
Naked.
You never know.
All stars.
Naked and
You
afraid.
know, listen, hey, no, not that.
Not naked and
what I
afraid.
know is not happening is naked. and afraid.
I just know this, and people have asked, I hope he stays on there. I'm like, he came back weighing like 115 pounds, so you were out there for a while, right?
He can't say anything.
Listen. Let me tell you something. Now, y'all saw it. I came back a little slim. But if you watched the episode last week, I felt like I looked really slim on that episode. That's
Yeah, you
like
did.
8 days of not eating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like it's and I had done a lot. We doing challenges. We still got to walk around, get firewood, and it's all in sand. So it's not like
And
you
you're barefoot?
Yeah,
What was it?
depends on what you're doing.
What was your first meal when you got back?
Ooh, that's a great question.
I'm a steak fan.
Me
so,
too.
so it was automatically a steak.
Steak?
Yeah.
Here
Just-
local, or did you like?
Well, so when I got back, the pandemic was still going.
Oh.
When I left, it was still lockdown. We weren't going anywhere. So I was at the grocery store, got me a steak, and I cooked
Albertson's
it at
Tom
home.
Thumb steaks.
But
Yeah.
did you just like immediately come back and just like start eating a lot, or was it like you got to train your body
Right,
to
'cause
start
your
eating?
stomach probably
yeah,
shrinks up.
right.
I don't think so. Like you sitting out there and like you gotta think you're out there 24 hours a day, and then you're playing these games about like, so what's the first thing you're gonna eat when you get back, or describe an M&M in excruciating detail, right? Like these are the type of things that we're talking about. Then you also come up on like you're out there with people from a lot of different places. Canada, DC, all this stuff. So they have different foods. So then they're telling you about the stuff that they eat. So now you're going on Amazon like, hey, let me go see where I can get a certain type of chip from. Like
what's my man Jeff eating at night?
Jeff,
at night.
Listen, I have no idea. Jeff was probably in a hotel somewhere, eating steak or whatever it is because he's the host.
He comes over and he's like, telling people, what they're doing and all that, but he's not roughing it like everyone else.
No, of course not. Jeff, he has 20 years in the game. He would be a fool to eat a coconut meat.
Can you tell it's the bye week?
Yeah.
Yeah. We just
Can you ask Kazee if it was the bye week?
Oh my goodness! Should we talk about that? We need to, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, McCarthy comes over and says, "Hey, I'm giving everybody a week off. They deserve it. Just got to be smart about it. Smart how they handle it. And I think I trust my team that they're going to be able to handle that
Right out of the gate, first night. Right down the street.
I don't get it, man.
Right down the street.
Yeah, that's where I live.
Yeah.
Is it with you?
Is that a big party?
No.
Is that a big party place?
I left earlier than that.
Was it Colony?
Yeah.
That a big party place?
It is not.
He was probably en route from somewhere.
So this happened in the colony?
In the colony.
Do we have do we know what time?
3 a.m.
3, yeah.
On a Tuesday?
It's 3 a.m.
He was definitely coming from
He must
somewhere.
be lonely.
Top golf.
Tight ends.
Where would you be that you had to be coming from Fort Worth or something, or Dallas and got lost?
I don't know. I will say this.
It could be anywhere.
Yeah,
Catch
there's
an Uber.
several spots over there.
Catch an Uber.
I've never understood that.
NFL players get Uber for free.
I have never understood that philosophy with athletes and musicians and actors. You have funds to hire a driver.
Okay.
Why, when you I'm going to party, hire someone?
Okay. When I interviewed, I don't know him that well. When I interviewed him before the first game of the season, which
Kazee?
You got Tom Brady coming up, got to face it, the GOAT, and he was like, and. I mean, he's his quarterback. I mean, he's good, but I mean, he's not like anybody. I mean, he's like, we'll just beat him like we beat anybody else. Mike Evans, he's a 6'4" guy. So, I mean, we were playing basketball here. He didn't care about them. He didn't care about the Bucks. He didn't care about any of that. He's invincible. Mm-hmm. And I players like that, musicians like that. I think that they're like,
it's not gonna happen to me.
It ain't gonna happen to me.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like I don't know, but I mean, still gotta be smart about it, and
Yeah, it's just like when you're in that type of spotlight and you're in a position that you're in. Now you're on a winning team. You're in Dallas. The eyes are going to be on you with any mistake that you make, any success that you have. All right. So you have the opportunity during a bye week, right, to do the right thing. The coach has trusted in you to give you whatever time off. Mm-hmm. You probably didn't have to come in super early. Like they say, hey man, go out, go be with your family, do what you got to do, but make sure that you look out for each other and you look out for yourself. And you come back. This is Wednesday. We talking about this on Wednesday.
This is not a 3 a.m. decision. See, that's the thing. And I heard Derek in the show before, and he was talking to the guys about it. It's not a 3 a.m. decision. This is a 10 p.m. This is a 9 p.m. decision. This isn't before you go out. You know what it's going to be like. That's what I don't understand. It's not like I think I can make it. I'm not like you're doing that to start with. So just take it out of the equation. Just Uber there, Uber back. You know what I mean? Don't even put yourself in that. Again, I don't know all the details.
But we don't know the blood alcohol.
Don't know the details.
He may not have been hammered. He may have been just a little over the line and thought he was
glass
fine
of
to drive
wine at
home.
dinner at 2.
It doesn't take much.
Dinner wraps up at 2:30 and you drive home after a glass of wine.
But does 3 a.m.
This is Dallas. This is not New York. This isn't Vegas. All right. First of all, the restaurants, kitchens are closed.
And in the colony, they close at about midnight.
Well, this is
like 10.
I mean, this is obviously a bad look, but realistically, does it affect anything on the field?
Because you got all these safeties. And you got one more they're going to resign.
But is he going to lose time? I mean, is it even going to change anything?
I think it can be one game for the first.
It can.
I thought it was my understanding. I haven't looked deep into this. Was that
they don't
if
talk
it's
about
a first
it.
time?
Don't talk about it if you don't know.
Well, if it's a first time, you just enter the program or whatever. So if he's already in the program, then that's where you might run into problems. But I don't know that for sure.
How do you feel as a teammate, Danny? Like, not him. I'm sure he feels terrible about it, but as a teammate, are you calling him and going, dude, what are you doing? Or is it just like
Well, I don't know about like all teammates. It just depends on who he's close with on the team. If I'm from what I see outside looking in, if I'm Dak or if I'm Zeke or if I'm maybe Tank Lawrence or somebody, then I'm calling them. First I'm checking on them, see how it is because it's a mistake that he made, bad decision, but it's all over everywhere. So you got to see where he is mentally. And then you also got to give him that tough love. Like, bro, like you got too much on the line. You have too much to lose to be making these types of decisions, right? You have to make sure that you're smarter about what you're doing. Get an Uber or don't go. All right, like we're moving forward and we're trying to accomplish huge things, and these are the type of things that can set us back. Off the field issues can set us back. On the field issues, small details, those are the things that can set us back. So make sure that you take this as a lesson. Everybody else who's watching, everybody else in the locker room, y'all make sure that y'all see and learn from this and make sure that you do the right things moving forward in this bye week and whenever else we have some time off.
I just think of McCarthy. Like, he can't catch a break. I mean, his decision-making's been questioned. And, I mean, I've never seen a coach win 5 straight games and get questioned as much as he is.
They were firing him Monday morning.
It's unbelievable. And then, he does, hey, these guys are men. I'm going to give them the week off for the bye. We've never heard that before. He does it in the first day. It's almost like every decision he's making is – I'm not saying the ones on the field have really backfired because they haven't. But, I mean, this one, it's like, here's another one that you can – something else you can question him for.
He's the definition of a player's coach, isn't he? The way he's taking care of his guys and letting them have time, and you hear him talk about get your body right, and, they didn't have super hard practices at camp. Like, would you say he's a player's guy?
I would say he's a player's coach, but I would also say, listen, hey, this ain't his fault.
No,
it happens, right? But like whoever's listening, this is not his fault. That guy, he's a man. He has to be responsible for himself and his own decision making and the mistakes that he made. He's the only person who ended up getting in trouble.
You forgot what show you're on. You said for those that are listening, this is Hanging with the Boys. No one listens to this show, Danny. We just do this. It goes out in space and disappears.
No. I listen every time. If I check Twitter right now, I'm sure it's going to have a bunch of viewers on here. That's why Wingstop is a sponsor. Sitting in wings.
That's right.
That's right. Wings.
The best sponsor.
Is there a if McCarthy's kind of a player guy, is there a coach on that staff who's kind of the hammer?
Well, see, I don't know. I don't know what you would call him as a player's coach or not, because I remember last year. And last year was so different with the pandemic, but he's not like Jason Garrett in the sense that like Garrett was there everywhere. Garrett would kind of not hang with the players, but he'd be right there. He'd come over, he'd talk with them, he'd go in the back. McCarthy doesn't do that. Like, you don't really see him like in the meeting rooms, even at like the team dinner. He's got his assistant coach, Rob Davis, is a little bit more visual from that standpoint. So that's why I don't know if players coach is the actual best term. I mean, he looks out for the players, but I don't know. And I don't know what a player's coach really is. What would your definition be? Because do you want a guy that kind of hangs with you and you see all the time, or do you want a guy that lets you do what you do?
I mean, I think Wade Phillips was a player's coach. He pulled some of the same stuff. I think we were still doing 2-a-days at that time and full padded practices on both of them. And he would be one of those guys that say, "Hey man, listen, I'm gonna give y'all a break. Take the pads off in the middle of practice, and let's finish this thing off right." Rob Ryan was the definition of a player's coach. He laughed and joked. He tried to make everything have a little comedy to it, and then he also had his serious moments. But everybody who played for Rob loved him as a person because it was like, hey, he's gonna put us in position to make plays. He's also not gonna be this uptight guy. He has his confidence, and he's trying to make sure that the team has the same confidence that he has. So that's my definition of it. I think Mike McCarthy would fit into that description of a player's coach as well.
All right, let's take our first break. When we come back, we have no idea what we're going to talk about, but it'll be something. On Hanging with the Boys.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, yo quiero guacamole.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way. Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
How great would it be to travel to watch the Cowboys win on another team's turf? Pretty great. But honestly, just watching the game from anywhere but your house would be fun. Even a hotel bar with some guy named Phil from St. Louis who thinks Oakland still has a team. So whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com. Proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Cowboys fans, join the NFL in supporting our nation's service members by wearing the latest Dallas Cowboys Salute to Service gear. Visit your local Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop or shop.dallascowboys.com. A fanatic's experience to find the full assortment of Salute to Service gear.
That messes me up every time.
Butchered the hell out of that.
Honestly, like these reads, they type it out for you, so you it'll be like .com / they type out the word / and .com. I think it'd be better if I just saw it and read it and just like, okay, I think we know what .com is.
Destroyed that.
Great job, Shannon. Great job.
That just seemed like somebody that was in Vegas.
You know what? Exactly. You know what, Chris? I said no, but is anybody on the phone?
Well, they're ringing, so I didn't know.
Just
if you
pick one up. Yeah, pick one up. Throw somebody on the show.
You want to go screenless?
Yeah, let's go screenless. Hey, wait. Have you ever not let anybody on the show that you screened?
No.
Okay, let's go screenless.
Try.
I mean,
yeah,
I can just
go.
If you want,
let's free ball it. Let's go.
Hold on a second. This free ball.
Free ball.
I'm gonna put them on the air, and you just say hello. Okay. Hold on a second. 1 second.
Okay.
Oh man, they stopped ringing. Give me a second.
Okay.
Oh, they'll call back. Don't worry.
Let's go. Call in.
Call in. We're going to free ball it. I'm just going to say hello. Not even going to tell them. I got to tell them they're on the air, right? Is that legal?
Yeah, I would probably at least say, hey,
you're live. Hello.
just answer the phone like hang with the boys. Can I help you?
Hang with the boys. Hey, Shannon, you're on the show.
Hang with the boys. Hello.
Don't say any bad words.
What has been while we wait on the phones, Danny? What has been your biggest surprise of the season so far?
The normal answer would be defense.
Yeah,
but I'm
defense.
actually not surprised because
really,
yes, I put a lot of the onus on Nolan last year for why there was such a sharp decline in the production from a lot of the players that were on the roster. I think it was a lot of bad coaching going on defense, and I knew if we got back to running a 4-3 and we got a coach that had a little bit of moxie and could get the players to buy in and get back to that play as hard as you can for as long as you can, pin your ears back and just run to the ball and hit, that we would look a lot better on defense. Mm-hmm. And I said, hey, let's bring in Dan Quinn. If he is here to focus just specifically on defense, then I think that he can be great at that like he was in Seattle. And we got him, and I'm standing on the table, and I'm beating my chest, and I'm saying this is it. And I'm still saying we're going to be a top 10 defense. That's how I feel about it. So that's why I'm not surprised, because we still need to get a lot better for us to be that top 10 defense.
Well, I like it. What about you, Nick?
I mean, other than the obvious, nobody in the world could have ever thought Diggs would be doing this. So this is the biggest surprise. I mean, this is unbelievable what he's doing. So that's mine. I mean, 7 interceptions in 6 games. It's insane.
It's like the ball finds him. Like that interception in New England, like he had no business getting that pick. The way it landed, it was just like, oh, look what's on my chest.
To me, it was the hurdle that I can't get over. The hurdle. He is picking off this pass and hurdling the guy that fell in front of him all at the same time. 6 of his 7 interceptions have been in the second half. I think that's impressive too. Like he kind of studying, he's figuring things out. They keep testing him. Yeah, it's amazing.
The ball finds certain players. That's just the way it happens. You got guys like the Honey Badger. The ball just finds those guys. Some guys are just great at taking the ball away, and I think he's going to continue to do that throughout the season because I think he has more than one way to take the ball away. I'm sure he can cause some fumbles. I've seen him make a big hit on the sideline, so I think that he'll be taking the ball away for a long time this season.
Yeah. Are you surprised at all with
Wait. It's your turn before you ask a question.
Answer?
What's your answer?
Biggest surprise.
You're not getting out of here
I
that
guess
easy.
I'm answering as I'm asking or whatever. But
I'm going to be interested in this. How you going to pull this off?
Well,
Kurt?
your man, Anthony Brown. I mean, what do you think? John Machado had on the Athletic. I mean, Pro Football Focus had us ranked 8th among defensive players.
That's the whole league, right?
He's tied for 9th in passes defense. He's tied for 6th in interceptions.
That's the whole league, right?
Yeah.
Put some respect on that man's name.
I mean, is this a Larry Brown situation where he?
It is a Larry Brown situation.
Still, he's playing well. I mean,
he's playing well. You got to catch it. You got to take advantage of it. But yeah, I do think this is a Larry Brown situation with Deion came in and Larry Brown all of a sudden started getting picks and plays and all that. But I mean, because if you think about it, it is that way because Diggs is taking their best guy, so that means Brown isn't. Mm-hmm. Now, when you're playing somebody like Tampa Bay, who's got 3 great guys, you're still and good luck with Minnesota this week. Same thing. We'll find out a lot about Diggs and Brown in that game against Minnesota.
But I also think the safeties are a big surprise. Just in general, that position has been so bad for so long, and now is it a strength now?
Well, yeah, because he's maybe going to be suspended for a game, and you're like, okay, well, Donovan Wilson comes in. I mean. Because he's good, but I mean, you got depth, right?
Right.
I mean, anybody can play safety.
Yeah. Now, listen, I will say this: safety position is playing well. Now, as far as like that game-changing type of safety, I don't think we have that yet. But I still think all of our safeties are good safeties. And Anthony Brown, shout out to him. He should have had another pick. He turned around, hit him right in the chest.
If he could catch.
Right.
If he had any kind of hands, he would have, 2 more?
Yes. Yeah. Listen, I left Anthony Brown alone after I went and watched the film from the first game where he got beat by Antonio Brown, and I'm sitting there saying he's supposed to be on top. This is cover 1. And Dan Quinn comes out and says, no, he's supposed to have help over the top. Of course, I go back, watch the film. It's 2-man. He's supposed to have help over the top. So he is no longer beating like a drum like I was saying on the podcast. Mm-hmm. I have to come out here and apologize. And since then, he's been balling. You might see every cornerback's going to give up a big play every once in a while, but he hasn't been getting toasted like we were getting toasted last season.
We could be sitting here.
Trayvon.
We could be sitting here with a completely different answer though if they throw that flag and say personal foul, face mask in overtime because it's 3rd down. They throw the ball out of the way. 15 yards, like that puts them in Cowboys field position. Anthony Brown in overtime. You know what I mean? They could have called that.
But we could be having a totally different conversation if Trayvon didn't pick that pass off because he got burnt. And if that would have been a game ender,
well,
it's like,
I mean,
maybe this guy first.
I mean, even the quick slant that Aguilar dropped. When Jordan Lewis was on him, that one was going for a long. That was going for a long time. He might hit his head on the goalpost depending on what type of angle that the safety takes. So there were a lot of. That's the game. It happens, right?
There's a lot of those. Yeah,
there's a lot of those on both sides.
I mean, Trayvon gave up a touchdown. They got called back for holding. I mean, he was trailing. That was a touchdown in the second quarter.
Listen, Trayvon plays from behind often.
Yeah, he's giving up a lot of yards.
He plays from behind often. I continue to say those double moves. He's going to have to cover one of those before they stop throwing at him. So hopefully that's something that we work on this week. Or he's going to continue to see slant goals, out and ups, whatever it is that's a double move.
I think Babe Ruth led the league in strikeouts every year.
And pitching. and pitching. He was a pitcher.
But I'm just saying Hank Aaron,
right?
Mark McGuire, they had a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah.
Brett Favre actually led the NFL in interceptions.
Yeah.
My point is, I mean,
keep swinging,
swing and miss. Yeah, you got to take the good with the bad.
Kurt, so was your answer by not answering Anthony Brown? Is that your biggest surprise? Or
no, I'll stick with safeties. That's to me. I didn't think. I think going in, we were wondering why didn't they improve safety again, and it turns out they did.
I'm not.
What's yours?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mine?
Yeah.
That they're 5-1, and that they're playing this good. Like, I don't ever get. I'm not excited. I'm as excited as I can be with my personality, but we're going to the playoffs. We're winning a playoff game. We might not win 2. This is a good football team, and What?
Is there wood to knock on? We got a
I don't-
quarterback
I don't-
with a calf strain.
I don't need
and
to.
we over here talking about.
I don't need to. That's how.
I need the.
That's why.
I just did the research on the last 12 times that they've made it. They were 5-1.
Mm-hmm.
There's been 12 times. Every single year they make the playoffs, and every time, other than 2, you're in the divisional round or better. So. I mean, this is.
They haven't gone any farther.
No, there's some Super Bowl teams out of that. I mean,
I thought you meant since the Super Bowls.
Oh no, just 12 times ever. But the thing about it is, I keep saying this. We talked about this the other day. There's just not that many big challenges.
There's not, and you're getting guys back.
They should win every single game. They should be favored in every game they play, other than maybe at Kansas City. They probably won't be favored.
I think this is why I want to ask Shannon why it's so surprising. Because when I looked at the schedule for teams that we could possibly lose against, I only saw Tampa. So I figured we would be.
Yeah, but this team doesn't do that though. That's what he's saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like we usually mess it up.
Yeah, they figured out a way, and they almost did Sunday. They almost figured out a way to lose that game.
I guess since I was bought in on the defense already, that it's kind of different in my head. I'm like, yeah, we gonna go out here and stop these guys.
But
you're right.
The Cowboys of recent history, and I'm gonna say recent. I've been here 18 years. The whole 18 years I've been here, you've had. What have we had, Nick? 3 seasons. Kind of like this. You have one 2016.
Yeah, I want to say in this century we've had like 7 times we've been 5-1. Is that right?
In this century?
In this century, I think.
The 21st.
I mean
2016, 2014, 2007,
2003.
2003. Maybe it was
4
counting
times.
this before.
So this is the 5th time.
But they always find a way to keep games close. And they're winning games this year. I thought New England was going to be a tough game just because where it's at. Bill Belichick's got your number.
It was.
I thought that was going to be close. But other than that, they've blown folks out, and this team's never done that before. They always found a way to keep it within 3 points. And the way they're winning these games, I didn't see that coming. I thought this was going to be they're going to find a way to make bad calls or blow coverages or do something and keep games close. So, I think that's what has surprised me is, I think I had them going 12 and 5 this year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they got a real shot of losing 2 or 3 games.
Do you realize 12-5 at this point? 12-5 is a really good record.
It's a hell of a record.
You're 7-4. That's the 7-4 than the last 11.
The rest of the way out.
7-4 gets you to.
And I think they lose maybe 2 or 3 games.
Yeah,
depending on health. If we're healthy,
right?
I don't think we lose those games. I think the Kansas City game will be close. I think the Arizona game, depending on how healthy they are when we get to the end of the season, that'll be one of those games where you say, we got to see how each team is playing at that point. But I don't know. I don't see us losing.
It's like
games.
those NBA teams, those super teams that have been created. Basketball is different because basketball, like you're not on tonight. You're just not. You're not making your shots or whatever. But when you have a Steph Curry or Klay Thompson or Kevin Durant or whatever, somebody's gonna be on.
Right.
And that's the thing with this team. Like somebody, they're all gonna be making plays here, doing something. And maybe this isn't his night or his night, but these two are gonna show up.
Cedric Wilson.
Can this team withstand a game or 2 without Dak?
Can we win it without Dak?
Withstand.
Yeah, I don't think that we would win Minnesota without Dak. I think if he's not playing, that's a lot of responsibility on our defense, like putting the weight of the world on their shoulders, because we know that they're coming in with a high-powered offense with Dalvin Cook, Thielen, and Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins actually playing really well up to this point. So I think it will be really hard for us to get that game. So hopefully, he's healthy enough to get out there and really play the way that he is.
I honestly believe if Cooper Rush is the quarterback, I really want to see Michael Gallup out there. I don't know if he's going to be ready because Cooper Rush reminds me a lot of Jason Garrett, and not just the way they look. I'm just talking about the way that they have to play. Don't have the strongest arm, not that mobile, but it'll be quick little passes here, but also deep shots. They got a nice touch on a deep ball. We don't have a lot of receivers that really do that and stretch it. I think Gallup, having him back healthy, would be big if you're going to have a guy like Cooper Rush in there because he's going to throw it deep. He's got a really nice touch on the outside deep balls.
Have you ever had a calf strain?
I have not.
Nick has. Nick's been battling it for 2 years.
The difference is somebody that's an athlete and someone that isn't.
Listen, any muscle strain it can go one of two ways. It can be like really light, and you say, they can come back as long as they take care of it and stretch every week and make sure they ice it and all that stuff. Or it could be one of those like he's going to be out 2 to 3 weeks, and then it just lingers for the rest of the season, right? But usually with hamstrings, it happens that way. It's like once you pull a hamstring, it's your confidence in it is lower, and it's like in the off season is when you get a real time to rest it.
I'm a terrible example of it because I still was on it and I still tried to do things and all that.
Take care of it.
And no, not at all. These guys are going to take care of it, and and I don't think this is the same as Michael Gallup's injury, and they play a different position as well, obviously, and of what they're asking them to do. But I just think that from everything we've been told that this is a different injury, and actually, and I said this on a different show yesterday at Media Mash. I said this, and I had somebody from the medical team tell me it was very big that it was on the same injury as his ankle. That's important. They were happy about that.
Really?
That it was because it's a calf. It's not the same. It's not the same as calf and ankle. But if it was on the left side, then you're using your right leg to limp. You're using your ankle a lot more, putting your weight on that ankle a lot more because you're dealing with the left calf injury. If it's on the same, then it's on the same. Actually, you're off of it a little bit more. So I was kind of surprised to hear that, but it makes total sense.
All right, let's take our last break. When we come back, we might have a surprise in store for everyone, and if not, then we won't, but we'll still be back in just a minute. Hang it with the boys.
Yeah.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with United Ag and Turf. When there's work to be done, a real workhorse can make all the difference. Like the Range Boss package. Our 5075E John Deere 75 horsepower tractor features a bell spear and loader and starts at $369 per month. And the price you see is the price you'll pay. No surprises. It works like a horse, so you don't have to.
Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com. Offer ends February 1st, 2021. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Now, let's get to work.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the show. Our special guest lineup today, Nick Eatman, Kurt Daniels, Danny McCray of Survivor fame and former Dallas Cowboys safety and special teams ace that Luke Gifford finally stepped up, and he's the most recent Cowboy with a blocked punt. Before that, it was you in 2015?
Yeah. Congratulations to him. Hopefully somebody blocks a punt and they score a touchdown.
Is that what you did?
Yeah, no, I didn't score. I didn't score.
But they scored. Y'all scored.
Yeah. Kyle Wilbur did score. Jeff Heath laid out. Was it Donnie? I think it was Donnie Jones,
the punter.
The punter laid him out, and we scored.
Kyle scooped and scored it after you blocked.
Yeah, but no, that's a really, really huge thing. Block, as you can see, block punts don't happen that often. People get close a lot, but it's really, really rare that you actually have somebody go through there and block a punt. And as a special teams guy, like that's like one of your dreams. Like you run, like you literally, it's like running a fake play for the entire season, and then finally they call it one time and it works. You're like, oh crap! All right,
this is why I've been practicing.
This is why I've been doing this. I practiced blocking punts for 5 years to that point.
Yeah.
That was my last year in the league, my 6th year where I finally was able to get a block. So it happens rarely. So congratulations to him. It was a huge play in the game, even though they didn't score. It was a momentum play.
I've always wondered at what that feeling is like. I mean, I know you got pads on, helmet, and all that. I mean, it seems like it's one where. I'm not saying that it would hurt, but you're flying.
Seems like it would hurt.
You think it would, but it's got to be the most adrenaline rush play ever. That like it doesn't matter if you got kicked right in the throat, it would probably be it would be awesome.
No, it's great, and actually it doesn't really hurt. I think the adrenaline is pumping so much that you just really don't even feel it. But it was crazy because I actually on mine. The punt before that, we ran the same exact punt block. I lined up like 2 yards too deep, came through scot-free, but I was 2 yards too far away. And I go back to Coach Rich Bisaccia, and I'm like, Coach, you got to run that again. It's wide open. They're not blocking. He's like, why you didn't block it the first time? And I'm like, okay, Coach, just give me another chance. So, of course, it comes back up, and they're about to punt. He calls it again. I'm like, okay, yes, please don't look at me because the PP is supposed to block me. Please don't look at me. He goes to the other side. I'm like, I'm scot-free. And I'm like smiling the whole time. Right?
Did you kind of inch closer?
Yeah, so I scooted up, right? I scooted up. I bent down a little bit to just try to hide from the personal protector who was supposed to have me in that protection. And he didn't see me again, and I came through scot-free. So twice. I should have blocked two. Let's call it that.
Wow.
But it came through at the right time.
Infamous double thump. A double thud.
Double thud. That's what you want to hear, the double thud.
Yeah.
So awesome. It was so awesome in person.
Down there.
Nothing better than that sound.
And Gifford made a great play, but he also picked it up and got up, and I mean he didn't get many yards, but they didn't score off that. That's the thing. That was when they got stopped down there, but it was great. It was a great play. I always just feel like it'd be like. It's just you could block it, but then if you run into the guy or rough him, I mean, because it was 4th and inches.
It's a risky play.
It is a risky play.
Would you rather block a punt or a field goal?
Punt.
Really?
Oh, punt.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I think
field goal.
It seems like it's just more impactful when you block a punt. One, that they're backed up in their own territory for the most part, so usually. You're really close to scoring. If not as a field flipper, that's why it was still a big play for Luke Gifford because we end up with the ball on the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
Right. So it's still change position, but they're both huge plays. If you get a chance to block any one of them, you're feeling real good about yourself after the game.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to ask you that. I mean, you led the team twice in special teams tackles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've always talked about that takes a certain mentality that you just got to go down there like
he a little crazy.
Crazy AF.
Wait, well, let's say this, okay?
Crazy McCray.
If you guys had met me though, would you describe me as crazy, like one of the guys who you would imagine running down there, being first and trying to run through wedges? And,
but here's the thing: not everybody's going to sign up for Survivor. Not everybody's going to do it. You got to be fearless. It's maybe not crazy. You got to just be like, I'm going to do this. But that was, I mean, you were undrafted. Yeah, you knew that when you got drafted. I mean, you got signed. You were like, I got to make it on special teams.
Right. You made it at LSU too,
right?
No, well, yeah, kind of. I lost a lot of starting jobs in LSU, but I made my bones on special teams.
I know we got calls, but I mean, I love this. Joe DeCamillis, he told me this story several times. He got told, hey, watch this LSU tape. I want you to look at, I think it was number 3, Chad Jones. I want you to look at the safeties, this second, third round guy. Okay, and he's watching a little bit, and he's like, and so he was watching this guy. And he's like, is he 44? He's like, no, 3. He's like, okay. Well, 44 made a play. Okay, he's watching. He keeps watching. And it's like 44 just keeps making these plays. Like, what's 44? And they're like, yeah, he's a guy. He's on our list too. He's probably priority free agent, whatever. Maybe 7th round pick. I don't know. But look at this guy. He's like, okay, I'm looking at him, but also just mark me down for 44. I want this guy. So and then the draft happened, and I don't know if you heard the same story or something.
He told me he was watching somebody else, and then. I guess I was his guy from that moment because when I came in, he appointed out Pat Watkins at that time, who was a special teams guy that I had a chance to overtake his spot. He's like, listen, this is what this guy does. All right, we need you to be able to do it better. If you want to make the team, I need you to be able to outplay him. And I'm like, all right. So I'm watching film on Pat Watkins at this point, right? Not the opponent. He's 6'5". He had been playing this position for a while, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. And sometimes the chips fall, for you because he ended up getting hurt that year. He had a knee issue or something, so he wasn't able to be out there during the preseason. So I got all those reps. I made the most of them, and then me and Jody, we were tied at the hip for the next 3 to 4 years.
Very nice. Real quick, get the ultimate fan experience for the ultimate Cowboys fan. Join Dallas Cowboys United, presented by Globe Life, starting at just $20. Join now and get your fan pack, exclusive benefits, and more. Visit DallasCowboys.com/United for details and to join today. And Chris, we got a special thing we're doing, right?
Oh. Yes, and here you go.
Hello.
Hold on a second. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Just talking Cowboys? Or hanging with the boys right now?
Man, if you want to get on the show, you got to get it right.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's hanging with the boys. We'll give you a pass because we mixed the shows up this week.
Yeah.
You're on the air, by the way. You're live with Danny McCray, Nick Eatman, Kurt Daniels, and Shannon Gross. Who is this?
Hey, this is Danny Jones calling from Pendleton in Cali.
Oh, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, good. Thanks. I got a question for Nick. I was looking at my ESPN update, and they said on the last segment, he said Gallup, if Cooper Rush was the quarterback, if Dak was out for the Vikings and Gallup was in. But they're saying with the trade rumors and the trade deadline coming up, ESPN's looking at Gallup maybe being traded. Who would we pick up in case Gallup did get traded?
Thank you for the call, man. You're trying to get Nick in trouble. We're not allowed to talk about that on here.
I think one thing he read was they asked every team's beat writer to say, give me something, give me a scenario. If it's what I read as well, and I know the guy, Todd Archer, the way he wrote it was like, I don't want to do this, but I have to. It was like, if they're going to trade somebody, it could be him, but then, for Cedric Wilson, but Cedric Wilson's also a free agent as well, and maybe you get a draft pick for it, or maybe you get a player that can help you immediately, like maybe a corner, maybe a center, maybe a
safety,
D tackle.
Yeah, D tackle. But I personally don't think they're going to do that. I think that they're looking at this. Amari Cooper does not look 100% to me. He looks like he needs a little time. There's 17 games plus more. We're thinking of what, we think there's going to be 20 games. Mm-hmm. So that's 14 more. I'm not. If I got some depth there, I'm keeping it. So that's not something I would do. I know that one guy's talking about it, but I don't think it's what everybody's talking about is going to happen. I really don't think it's going to happen.
I think that's the other thing that surprised me about this team. You go back to that surprise is the depth. Like, you've had key guys go down in years past. If Lyle went down, you forgot how to block. If Tank would have gone down, you forget how to rush.
I remember when Sean Lee went down, the whole defense
forgot how to play. Yeah, and I think that's probably the biggest surprise to me is you got a bunch of guys that's just been plug and play, and it's like you hadn't missed a beat, and if anything, you might have gotten a little bit better, in some ways.
I think that they've missed Tank. I do think Tank Lawrence is one, but I agree. Cedric Wilson's played out outstanding, and so is Terrence Steele for sure. Now, there are some other positions where I don't think the depth is as good, and we might see it here at quarterback. That's the one where
quarterback or cornerback.
Well, both, because they're both the best player on that side of the ball. So you have seen. If something had happened to Trayvon Diggs and Kelvin Joseph just all of a sudden came in, I think it's a big difference.
Sure,
just like Cooper Rush in there.
And you know what? It's really weird. The timing of the bye week's super early. And I think the players probably would have rather had it a little bit later, but it's really good timing.
Yeah.
With Dak getting hurt, and then Trayvon's got some issues, and Amari's dealing with some stuff, and Tank's out, hopefully coming back, and it wound up being really good timing.
Well, great for the Cowboys that you get 2 Thursday games. So you get the Thursday game, you get 3 days off, then you get actual bye week, and then you got Thanksgiving where you get 3 days off. So. Thankfully for us that we're going to get some get some time.
Well, that Thanksgiving Day game, they actually don't.
Did we play it the next Thursday?
The next Thursday.
We played
Three
next
Thursday
Thursday.
games.
So then we play. So then we had the next 3 days.
Then you get that. You get that one.
We get the next 3 days.
So McCarthy kind of broke. I mean, they played 6 games. Now they have the bye. They play another 6, and they have that mini bye with the break, and then they've got 5 games till the end of the season. So it's kind of broken up nicely.
And then hopefully another bye.
Maybe you get a bye.
yeah.
And then you win 2 games, and then you get a bye.
Yeah.
Well, we weren't going to take calls, but we had to take one because this is a show for the people, of the people, by the people. And these people that are talking to you right now, we got to go.
This usually is the time for the Players Lounge anyway. So he's probably calling to see if he could talk to
he mentioned every show except the Players Lounge. Thanks for the call, Danny. Danny, thank you for being here, man. You come back anytime.
Thank y'all for purchasing y'all shirts, man.
Yes,
thank y'all for showing support.
Nick,
y'all make sure y'all watch the show tonight.
Nick, you can come on anytime you want. I love that music. Chris, thanks for keeping us on the air. Aaron, thanks for keeping Chris straight in the back room. William, thanks for keeping the live streams up. This has been, I guess, a weird combination of the players.
It's your show.
The Players Lounge.
Oh, what'd you say? Hanging with the lounge?
Hanging in the Cowboys Lounge.
You know, I don't understand that. Why wasn't it hanging in the Cowboys break room?
Because where's the Players Lounge?
Well, then you don't have the
Where's the break then?
Hanging in the
Cowboys.
Hanging, or it could be hanging in the Players break room.
How about get off the air?
All right, we got to go. We'll be back. We're gone. We're done for the week. We will be back Monday in regular times, regular places.
Regular crew.
We will not lose this week. Oh, by the way, Mama Gross went 3-2 again this week. She's killing it, man. She's killing it. Yeah. We'll be back next week. Hanging with the boys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!